t-shirt that says, "I want to be a princess," with princess crossed out and astrophysicist written in. So she's going to be on my goddess altar because she's going to be one of the powerful people in the future. I'm going to start and end this talk this morning with a saying by Rumi, one of a lot of people's favorite things, but it fits so well. I just found it yesterday and it just fits so well.
Okay, can you adjust it again?
How about that? Oh, okay. It's tickling me, but okay. Okay. Try that. Try that? Okay. Here's Rumi. For years, copying other people, I tried to know myself. From within, I couldn't decide what to do. Unable to see, I heard my name being called. Then I walked outside. And how this fits is, sitting in my hot tub about 30 years ago, in the despair about my life and my marriage, who was I, what was I going to do, and where to go from here, I cried out in just pleading for some information to come to me about this. And lo and behold, in my case, Athena answered me, and she said, "You are here to help bring feminine wisdom back into power in the universe." The universe, I mean, that was a little scary. But since then, I have talked and heard of other women who have this exact same message. And that means that there is a divine presence, feminine presence out there that is holding us and encouraging us and is going to be with us as we do this work. I was shocked and surprised as, immediately this came to me. And I've spent the last 4 years or so, I think you just said this, but involved in women's studies, starting a women's group, empowering women to do what they wanted to do, what was in their hearts. And I have been, so empowered by other women's spiritual knowledge and teaching and life-supporting power. Women in the past have been taught spirituality mostly by male preachers and ministers, though those of you who grew up in that, Christian tradition, well, most every tradition, the teachers are men, have been. So, when I was at the Unitarian Church in Olympia, Washington, we had a very strong, intelligent, bright, New Thought minister who I really admired. His name was Roger. And he left, and we got a new minister, and her name was Donna. And Donna was so full of life and spirit and compassion and caring for all of us that she was my mentor for years there, and I even wanted to be a Unitarian minister after following her. I had 5 kids I was taking care of, so that didn't happen. But Tony's wife Ed's wife actually became a Unitarian minister. And Brenda was saying last week that in '76 she was able to be ordained. So that's changing. That's changing. And we can see by the leadership in this church, this is a really great place for women to model, to be mentors to other women too. Let's see. One of the ways that we're doing this, women, is listening to the deep source of wisdom within each other. This special way of embodying spirit in the world of today engages us in sharing our truths, sharing our experiences, telling our truths with honest opening of our hearts to each other and sincere presence with each other. And that is what we do in the women's group. We are there to listen, to share, to just be with each other. And it's pretty cool. call this listening with the ears of my heart to the other voices of my soul speaking. We're present with each other. Marian Woodman calls this Sophia wisdom, the emergence of the feminine side of God. A little quote here that includes a little Marian Woodman. As women, we have the potential to bring wisdom through in a dynamic and transformative way. We can awaken the essential role that we each play in fostering within ourselves, our communities, our universe. We can bring new clarity and insight into the spiraling cycle of our lives. Feeling the spirit of Gaia rising in and through us, we can reclaim aspects of ourselves that we may have discarded in our busy lives and in our trying to please other people and in our quest for material things or being perfect or being beautiful. But Marian Woodman says we embody a new femininity. We can embody a new femininity balanced by a new masculinity. We believe that learning to embody this new culture and live in this balance is essential to the earth, to the survival of the earth. This has been the focus of my life for several reasons. Bringing feminine energy back into balance. Creating sacred space. Now, if you know me, you know that I love creating beauty and sacred spaces and altars, and I have lots of times I have rituals where I create sacred spaces. Sacred space is something that comes, I think it comes from women. It comes from our being able to see and feel what feels sacred. And I love doing that. I'm helping men find and embrace and truly value the archetype and vision of the yin of our feminine side. The anima, which can lead a man back to his soul. To help women bring her animus, her masculine side, into consciousness, to express and manifest her creative side in the outer world, and empowering it to action. And most of all, how much the earth, Mother Earth, could be gaining by having a cadre of powerful feminine decision makers, creating the laws about what was done to and for Mother Gaia, not as a dominator, but as a protector of Earth and her children. I know young people in this room who are doing that very work. And when I say bring back into balance, I know after reading When God Was a Woman, The Chalice and the Blade, The Changing of the Gods, The Feminine Face of God, The Song of Eve, The Return of the Feminine and the World Soul, I'm going to read a little bit from, and teaching a couple of curriculums. One of them was called Cakes for the Queen of Heaven. In the Bible, they forbid women to bake cakes for the queen, like a nana or someone, but bringing back baking cakes for the queen. And Rise Up and Call Her Name, which was about the role of the goddess in the whole world. Fascinating. I am steeped in the understanding of how over a period of history, women who were once venerated, worshipped, placed in high positions, and esteemed, came to be put down, destroyed, found worthless, raped, murdered, and disdained. And how long it has taken to recognize what a disservice we are doing to our world by denying the gifts of half of its citizens. If you want to read about how that all came about, Brian Eisler's book, The Chalice and the Blade, is a really good read about how history brought this about. I want to talk just a little bit about the great goddesses who were worshipped from the beginning of time. This story would take days and weeks and months with the music and the art and everything, but I just want to give you just a little tidbit or two. When I was researching, or when over Easter, I was researching the crucifixion story because I knew there were ancient stories before Jesus about crucifixion stories that had the same kind of, death and rebirth and stuff. And I knew about Inanna, who's who has that story, so I was going through Google, and I was looking and looking and looking. They were all men who had this story. But I knew that Inanna had this story, and finally I did find her on Google, but here's her story. Her brother was taken down to the hell, I guess they call it the underworld, and by her sister. Her sister's name was Rasch. And Inanna wanted to rescue her brother, and so she knocked on the door of the gates. And Rasch said, no, you can't come. And she begged and begged. She said, okay, well, fine. So as she was going down the 7 gates to the underworld, at each gate, she had to take off part of her jewelry, her necklace, her belt, her power belt, her scepter, and on the last step, she was struck naked. And when she got down to Rasch would not let her go. Rasch killed her and hung her on a meat hook. She hung there for 3 days and 3 nights. And then she prayed to her father, who somehow or another got 2 little fly-like things. They had funny little names, but they each carried a little water and a little bread down to her. And that brought her back to life, and so she came back to life. Now, I think that's a pretty interesting story. I think it was quite a few years before Jesus' story. Later, she was known as Sumerian Babylonian Ishtar. Isis, who was Egyptian, she was the queen of heaven. She was often shown with a crown of stars over her head. You see pictures of her, drawings and things. She has that crown. Well, after the goddess was banished from the temples and the statues were taken down, guess about the queen of heaven stars? Mary got Inanna's crown. And that's interesting too. And then we have Sophia. She's not really a goddess, but she's a spirit of female wisdom, and she's symbolized by the dove. See the dove up there? That was Sophia's symbol. And she brings wisdom down to us. And she was also she was represented God's female soul and the source of his power. And in the Jewish Kabbalah, she is known as Shekinah. Now, Yemaya, I think this might be Yemaya, I'm not sure. But Yemaya is an ocean goddess. She lives in the ocean, and these are all myths, but I think they're valuable myths. She was one of the pantheon of gods from the Yoruba tribe. Yoruba, that's right. I knew that was quite right. Yoruba tribe of Africa. And a lot of those people were taken to Brazil as slaves. And still today, in that tribe in Brazil, they celebrate a ritual to Yemaya, where one of the things that they do, it's kind of a long story, but they throw things to her in the ocean. They throw fruits and flowers and gifts like that. And then when the tide turns, all those gifts come back to them. This is a great story. And then Amaterasu, she's the sun goddess of Japan. Her name is She Who Is Heaven Shining. And there's a story about her who, she had a jealous brother who was tormenting her, killing her maids and he threw a piebald calf into her temple. Anyhow, that was the last straw. And so she put herself in a cave and shut the door behind her. And of course, what happens when the sun goddess goes inside a cave? We got a little bit of that. Anyhow, of course, the people could not live with the sun goddess in the cave, so they had a big party, like Peter Piper, big party, and laughed, and so she had to peek out So she peeked her little head out, and there was a mirror facing her, an 8-handed mirror facing her, and she was sort of trapped. She stepped out a little bit further, and he slammed it over. So now, even today, the Japanese do this ritual once a year. Isn't that fun? And most of us have heard of Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion, the bodhisattva in the Buddhist tradition, and she's the one who I have all over my house because I want to embody Kuan Yin as a compassionate, loving person. And her vow was that she would not leave until she had healed everyone in this world who needed healing. I think she'll be around for a while. And White Buffalo Catwoman here in our country is a Lakota story that was told. The White Buffalo Catwoman told the women of her tribe that what they did with their hands and their birthing of children was keeping the tribe alive. And as one of the things that they do when they make a new pipe, the men make the bowl and the women make the stem. And when they blend them together, there's an equality there that brings both of those pieces together, binding them together in love. So why bring in these stories and myths to consciousness? Well, they're archetypes of female power, beauty, and wisdom that women long for. I know I long for that. I have a yearning for women to take their rightful place in partnership with men to enhance the planet. I'm surely not suggesting that we go back to goddess worship or place women above men in a hierarchy, but just note the Equal Rights Amendment was ratified by the Senate and the House in 1972. Still not passed. Still not passed. Sunday, June 30th is going to be a celebration in this country about remembering that fact. So in her book, Chalice and the Blade, Brianne Eisler explains that after 5,000 years of history of living in a dominator society, how we moved to a partnership society full of peace and creativity, valuing our children, acknowledging our oneness. It makes a fascinating read. I mentioned that before, but yeah. So why bring feminine energy back? Perhaps share it for what would men gain? What would men gain? Women were back sharing this. Well, I saw this image in my head of Atlas carrying the globe. What if Atlee was standing on this side, carrying half of the globe? Isn't that cool? So we've noticed that a large number of attendees at our healing workshops, our wellness conferences, our spiritual gatherings are women. And it's their work, of course. But what if men, possibly stepping out of their comfort zone, share that experience and other more right-brained and heart-opening activities? For example, imagine Trump at a solstice gathering or a sound healing. You're supposed to laugh. Imagine the relief that is the feminine quality of, imagine the relief. Okay, women are more likely to be, no, that's not really true. I'm thinking about the being, not doing part. Men more likely are the doing. Women are learning to be. So if men could learn to be, and women could learn to do, in equality, and equally, I think that would be a big relief for everyone. Just be, just go out and survive. And men and women might both gain if we met together. I'm thinking we have a women's group, we have a men's group. Why not once a quarter we have a together group? Just listen to each other. I remember a couple of years ago, or no, longer than that, I did a talk here about inclusive language and how important that was to me. And to women to feel included in worship in this way. And I thank you for hearing and making that happen. And so many women have acknowledged what it means to them to hear their voice acknowledged and be responsible, and we thank you. This community has really stepped up to that. As I see it now, feminine consciousness is being seen much more in the workplace, in politics, in community work, etc. But what's important is that women identify what they have in their hearts and their souls, that it is so valuable not to be given up to the demands of life that they live. There's a song of Dance's Universal Peace that we sing, I'm not going to sing, but I'll read the words to you, but I think it really says that. Be a lamp unto yourself. Be your own confidence. Hold to the truth within yourself as to the only truth. Be a lamp unto yourself. Hold to the truth. Don't get pulled off your knowing by power plays, shame, ridicule, the insecurity of being enough, being acceptable. You are the life givers in all the species. The female brings life. Is that power or what? I'm going to close with a reading from The Return of the Feminine and the World Soul, which Luann and I have been talking about during the book group around, but let's see. There are many different qualities of feminine wisdom, from the understanding of the healing power of herbs to the deep lived knowledge of the feminine nature of the soul's relationship with God. The soul's true state of receptivity to the divine. So many of these qualities have been lost. So many priestesses have been killed, wise women burned, and yet the real wisdom remains because it belongs to life itself. In the cells and the souls of every woman, this ancient knowledge is waiting to be awakened so that once again the sacred female, feminine, can make her contributions and help the world come alive with love and joy. I'm not quite done. I said I have a roomie at the end, so I have a roomie at the end, and Star's going to sing that with you, help her sing it too. So this is a roomie poem. As you start to walk on the way appears. Keep walking. There's no place, even if there's no place to get to. Don't try to see through the distance. That's not for human beings. Move within, but don't move the way fear makes you move. Walk to the well. Turn as the earth and the moon turn, circling what they love. Whatever circles comes from the center. Okay. So Star's going to help us sing that. Thank you.
So we have the words in the insert that was handed out.
So let's review those words again. Walk to the well. What well? The well of compassion and understanding and tolerance and deep ancient wisdom. The divine feminine has always been presented in a liquid form. And so we're talking about the well of an ancient place. Walk to the well. Let me sing it first, and then we'll all sing it together, okay? Walk